What is up, my left nut? You ready for the Lost Pages #1? This book is a banger. I promise you. You're not ready. This is made by the Diaz brothers, or their company Zaid Comics. If you want a link to anything else they make or their current campaign, look in the description. You'll find their website. You'll find their social media channels. I highly suggest you check out their work. It's amazing. If you don't believe me, you will after this video. Let's go. Now, this book is a collection of different stories. So the first story is called The Silhouette, and we begin with the silhouette walking down a road that has seen better days. He is so connected to sin and filth that he can smell and sense the sin of this city. After looking at his reflection, he sees nothing. He recalls nothing. He doesn't know who he is, where he was. All he knows after looking into his two white eyes is that he must purge the city of scum. I just want to make note of this cool lights on, lights off idea whenever we're transitioning from panel to panel. Not only does it fit the silhouette himself and the fact that he's this shadowy figure that obviously knows everything about the darkness and dwells in the darkness, but it also creates a cool contrast that when the lights turn on, all he sees is filth. So it's pretty badass. Anyway, continuing on. The silhouette spots a woman with her crying baby. He wonders why she wants food, but he realizes she's just a heroin addict because she has a ton of needle marks in her arm. So he says, "Fuck you, bitch," and walks away. A woman gets pulled into an alley, and it seems like this man might try to rape her. So the silhouette intervenes, and the guy loads up the silhouette with bullets. But the silhouette ain't gonna be harmed by bullets, even though he seems to have been a man before, because he still has human reactions to being shot. Not for long though, because this dude stands up after regenerating these bullet holes and puts his hand through this man's chest using his shadow powers, holding his heart in his hand while still talking to him. That's a feat if I've ever seen one. After tearing this man's heart out of his chest, the silhouette looks up and the innocent woman is nowhere to be seen. Go figure. But the silhouette is not finished. He's been cursed with this shadowy shroud that covers his body, and he will not stop until all scum is gone. Lights out. Goddamn, man. I'm a sucker for noir shit like this, so good job. But we got more stories to go. We ain't even close to being done yet. Before we get to the next story, Wildcard, I want to make note that this old hobo guy is telling these stories. So just keep that in the back of your head while you're going through this. We got some baddies in this next story. This next story, you guys better put on your Captain Jack Sparrow hat because it's a pirate one. And it talks about beautiful women. It's kind of poetic. There's a lot of poetry going on here. And then we have this captain of this ship. Alright? He has these powers. He has these cards that probably hold different spells. That's why he has it attached to his arm and shit. No one's gonna notice this. But look at the way the music wraps around the pole. Oh my god. Come on now. Come on now. Heat. Absolute heat. All of these supernatural ghoulies come out of the woodwork, attacking our man here, and he uses the cards to blast them away in a fiery storm. You can't be too careful though, because some of these baddies, you simps, are deadly. They'll come after you with bladed feet, alright? Some of them are literal birds. Literal birds flying after you, ready to chop you up. Yeah, this world's crazy. After the ship sinks and the captain goes down with it, we learn about these women and how they're a bunch of bitches. Oh, you hear that rhyme? Let's go. Poetry at its finest. But that's where the story ends, and the homeless man is asked, well, who was that captain? He was a man that saved them from monstrosities on this earth, long before their time. So all of these stories are connected in some way, it seems, which I like, because a lot of anthologies don't have connected stories. It's kind of lame. It's like, dude, I don't just want random stories. I want random connected stories from the same world. So this delivers on that. In fact, stories of the Lost Pages continue to be written in this universe. So the next story is Crimstone. For any of you guys out there with a muscle girl fetish, not me, but any of you other guys out there, you're about to bust. This girl, her whole life, has been overweight, kind of ugly, so she's had no friends at all. The only friend she's ever had is imaginary. Her imaginary friend Crim has been with her this entire time through every traumatic event, even the worst ones like her dad assaulting her. Until she started working out and getting fucking jacked. Some of you need to get jacked. Drop down and give me 30 push-ups right now. Fucking wimps. Anyway, that's besides the point. She got jacked and started making new friends because now she wasn't fat or ugly, and her imaginary friends started to fade away. And one of the new friends she met gets killed. That's when her imaginary friend comes back, full force. At first, she tries to ignore Krim and is kind of afraid of it, but eventually she embraces it because she's always loved Krim. Taz has always wanted to go into a cage fight because she's been watching them lately, and Krim actually inspires her to go and do it. So she goes into this cage fight with this super jacked dude. This guy looks like fucking Bane. He looks like Hulk Hogan on crack, and she uses Crimstone to get amped up on whatever power Crimstone gives her and just knock this dude the fuck out. The message of this story is essentially that if you put your mind to it, you would be surprised at what you're capable of becoming. And it's true. Put your mind to doing something right now. If you truly dedicated yourself to something, whether it was working out or whatever you want to succeed in or whatever dream you had, if you put your all into it and started researching, using the fucking brain you have in your head, where would you go? I don't know why this got so inspirational all of a sudden, but you get the point. Get out and do something. On to the next story. We will go to the one that started it all, the Masquerade. A supposed mobster is helping the Masquerade gain info on this gang. Why is he doing that? Because the Masquerade once saved his daughter. So he tells the Masquerade about this gang called the Brown Gang, and they've been attacking all of these small shops, okay? But they want to gain a bigger reputation. So they're going to attack the Chicago Typewriter, which is the biggest news press. After sneaking into a theater, the Masquerade becomes theater actor Easton Carlisle, and when his lover comes in, she's like, "What? I told you to get dressed, blah, blah, blah." And he just rizzes her up. He gives her a big old kiss, and she forgets all about it. Later, he arrives at the Chicago Typewriter, where all of the mobsters are, and he jumps right in, deflecting all of their bullets with his sword. There's another big feat in this book added to the list, one for the Masquerade. The leader, Pick, is aiming his gun at one of the goons because he doesn't trust him. And he's like, it's me. I don't know why that sounded like a fucking Mario character. But anyway, he rhymes, and because he rhymes, he sounds like the Masquerade because the Masquerade has been doing like rhymes this whole time. So he loads this guy up, but he was wrong. They start battling, the man is landing some good shots, and he's getting mad that the Masquerade is wearing this mask that won't stop smiling, so he keeps punching this mask until the Masquerade stabs him. But the man slices the Masquerade's throat. I know, rest in peace to the G. It's ironic because all the Brown Gang wanted was to be a bigger part of the press. Well, now Pick has literally gotten thrown into the press, and he gets squashed to pieces through that shit, and his blood gets all over the papers. And the Masquerade seemingly dies, creating the lost pages. One of these Goonies take the book from this wise homeless man, and they're like, "Oh, I want to see what's inside." And he's like, "No, no, no." And they open it, and a demon comes out. Full blown, just a demon chilling there in the alleyway. And they're like, "Well, this is it." But the Masquerade saves them, killing the demon. And that, my friends, wraps up the Lost Pages #1. Like the video if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't enjoy the video, don't be a pussy. Like the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.